stay present in the character's journey. And so what I wrote is your character doesn't know what's coming next. They haven't read the script. Obviously we've read the script. We know what the script is, but embrace the character's journey. And so like I think of what's the one we always do with bandits and stuff, the Good Samaritan.
Oh, Good Samaritan, yep.
So like being surprised when they attack. Like...
Right, like we know the story.
Yeah,
yes.
we know the story, but being, helping the kids suspend disbelief.
I mean, I can get the comical side of this.
Yes.
Of how funny it would actually be if like, oh, no, the bandits again.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kind of go through, oh, you're here to rob me and beat me up and leave me for dead. Oh, boy.
Well, it would be funny to do, I think there's an Odyssey about this, but to do like, what if this happened? And he could be a martial arts expert.
That would be. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, it would be funny if it was like, oh no, the bandits, and they come to attack me, and he's just like, ah, just starts beating them up, and like, ha.
Yeah. But like, yeah, and so that's an example, and even the Good Samaritan or whatever, when he comes, the shock, like, wait, what? Why are you helping me?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, we all know that there's already been a few people come by and seen them and carried on, and sometimes it's even the same character that comes out a couple times.
Yeah.
So to be able to pull off,
with the staffing,
gross. Yeah, I'm not touching you, and then come out and be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, let me
Are
help
you okay? Let me help you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point of just. Yeah, for the most part, we know what's coming. Us as the actors and the staff.
I remember
not acting that we know that.
Yeah, I remember, and I've actually witnessed this in like some of the productions we do, like Heart of Christmas or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I remember an interview a long time ago with an actor, a famous actor. He's so famous I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he's a good one.
We don't watch movies, so that's probably why. But I think it was Will Smith.
Okay.
So he was on some kind of television series or something in the beginning of his career, and he worked so hard. He would memorize the whole script, not just his lines. He knew the whole script, and he said that even now, I guess, like they would have to reshoot some of it, but even now there's some episodes that like got out or got released where you can see when the other character is saying their lines, he's like mouthing them because he knows the lines, and so
I can picture that.
He's like mouthing them, and then he says his.
Yeah.
And so, so I know I've seen that actually, even in our productions. I've seen that to a certain degree.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I do it, but I could do recite the whole production. I did it one time, but I could recite the whole production from top to bottom. And so I could see where that would be something. But anyway, so that's an idea of like, we know the script, and a lot of times we're doing Bible stories that are so familiar, and we know they're familiar. But if we can take a moment to, again, embracing the reality or whatever, but if we can stay present in the character's journey and say, okay, so I know we've done this story, David and Goliath, we've done it so many times, but is there either a fresh like look, or just, even if we're going to do the same story, if we can just be into it so much, when David is grabbing those stones, he can be looking at them and feeling them and just exactly, and just
good.
being
I
into
like
that character. Because a couple of things I think that can happen with that is, one, we can get better and better at it. So yes, we've done this story 100 times, but this time is like a breakthrough, right? And then the other thing is not every kid has seen it 100 times.
Right.
Yeah, we have all of our Sunday school kids, but we have many kids that come on the bus that maybe don't even know the story.
Yeah.
And so if we can remember that, and I guess the balance is, I do think that we still want to make Sunday school incredible and awesome for our regular kids that come every week. Yeah. In fact, that's like something we can't give up on. We can't just be about outreach.
Yeah.
It can't just be for the kids that come on the bus.
Yeah.
It's got to be for our kids too.
Yeah. And I mean, we're stuck on this David thing. I don't know where that came from, but
David in the
now
lion's
I'm
den.
picturing, okay, David picking up these stones, but also him. Like if we were to draw, we could make that story. We could stretch that short period of him, over the course. We could do it over the course of several weeks, but you could take that whole him going down and picking out the stones. But he's also, what if he didn't have a sling on him, and so he pulls out some cloth from and starts
weaving or something. Yeah.
I mean, you could do that as he's sitting up there praying or
you could.
Just, I mean, there's so much you could do. That might be a little bit more lost on some of the young, like, this is bored, this is taken forever, but like in reality, you could make that such a dramatic moment, such a powerful moment.
Make people think about what was happening.
Because again, he just didn't go down. Okay, these ones are smooth. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yeah. Here we go.
And no,
Killed him.
It was probably. I mean, here he is. This not a big man, of course. This is David and Goliath. We're talking about a small, probably pretty slender, small man, young. Probably not the strongest, muscular. Probably
I mean,
he wasn't
a soldier.
He's just average. That's why he wasn't a soldier. That's why he wasn't, up there with his brothers, and he was kind of the more or less the pipsqueak of the family, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think exactly. Like not just a time thing, but just like the epicness of it can be lost sometimes if we don't think of those details. Like, and David, I mean, he's going to get those smooth stones. I think he did have faith and everything, obviously, and he had confidence, but his heart was probably pounding.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, adrenaline. I mean, here he is about to go face this giant expert warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, and we're getting close to our time, but the other thing is with time is a lot of times we'll read a scripture and we can read a verse and it goes from this verse and a couple verses later, and it's years.
Right. Yeah. It's not just
and
like
sometimes that gets lost, and we're like, oh yeah, there's a little story. Well, no, there was a serious thing happening there.
Unless we're talking about Job, because I'm pretty sure that was pretty quick all at once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was just reading that today, actually.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh man, that would, as it's talking about, and before he finished talking,
another
servant, and another servant. It's like, oh my goodness, like what?
Yeah, it almost feels like a Sunday school script.
Yeah,
like okay,
boom,
let's do
boom,
this,
boom,
one
like,
after another. But it really was like that.